Professor Uribe. Today, we will be talking about the Civil Rights Movement. Everyone please go to the first slide. Civil Rights Movement. Civil Rights Movement started in the mid-1950s. This movement arose out of the desire of African Americans to win equality. It was a widespread of racial discrimination and segregation that African Americans faced. The key factors that contributed to the movement were the Jim Crow laws, Brown v. Board of Education, and Montgomery bus boycott. Next slide. Discrimination in the U.S., Jim Crow law era. Years after slavery was abolished and the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments were established, discrimination was still at large. Primarily through Jim Crow laws, there was enforced segregation in public places, housing, education, and employment. This means that Black people were denied access to the same facilities as white people, as well as they were denied a vote. Next slide. Brown v. Board of Education. On May 17, 1954, the Supreme Court ruled racial segregation in public schools as unconstitutional. This was a huge win for African Americans during the Civil Rights Movement. This historic decision marked the end of the separate but equal proceeding. Montgomery bus boycott. This was a 12-month protest against racial segregation on public transit in Montgomery, Alabama. This began December 5th, 1955, and ended December 20th, 1956. This boycott was sparked by the arrest of Rosa Parks. Parks refused to give up her seat to the white people, leading to her being arrested. African Americans refused to ride the city bus. They would carpool, walk, or ride bikes to work or places they needed to be. The man in charge, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., was the most prominent leader of the Civil Rights Movement. He led the movement December 1955 and ended on April 4th, 1968. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. played a pivotal role in organizing protests and advocating nonviolent tactics. Under his leadership, African Americans achieved more genuine progress toward racial equality in America than the previous 350 years. Led famous marches as well as the famous speech, "I Have a Dream." He was sadly assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee on April 4th, 1968. March of Washington. This march occurred August 28, 1963. More than 250,000 people participated in the March of Washington. The march focused on employment discrimination, civil rights abuses, and support for civil rights acts. The I Have a Dream speech was given. Speech called for an end of racism and for civil and economic rights for citizens. Speech was broadcast live on television and is considered one of the most iconic speeches in American history. Selma to Montgomery March. This was a series of protests in 1965, sought to end Jim Crow's South's racist restrictions on African Americans' rights to vote. Only 1% to 2% eligible Black voters were registered. This had 3 marches in total. The first march was called the Bloody Sunday. This was led by John Lewis, took place March 7, 1965. Alabama Highway Patrol troopers attacked civil rights demonstrators as soon as they got to Montgomery. The second march was called Turnaround Tuesday. This one was led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Reached the end of Pettus Bridge, but troopers were waiting on the other end, causing the group to turn around. Lastly, the third march was just called the Third March, and they actually reached the Alabama State Capitol, and this is where the votes actually got appealed by the person in charge of in the state capitol by the Alabama. Connecting the puzzle. Civil rights movement directly relates to current events today. Despite legal advances, issues are still occurring, such as police brutality, disparities in education, housing/communities, and criminal justice system. Black Lives Matter protest was one of the biggest events that related to the civil rights movement. Thank you for the presentation. I would like to take your time now to a Kahoot I have made for this class over the short little preview I gave you of civil rights movement. Let me get to it real quick. All right. Everyone get on Kahoot, please. Let me know when you're there. Go on Google. All right, let me know when you're ready for the code.
I'm ready.
Did you get mine?
Go to Kahoot.it. That's where you join the game.
It's Kahoot.what?
It. Yeah,
You there,
that's
Bobby?
what. That's what.
All right, you're only there. Code is 721-5350.
Wait, hold up. No, that's it. No, I'm tired.
All right, come on, Ellie, hurry up.
Good. Hold on.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I'm looking at Ellie's answer.
You can't see my answer.
All right. When did the civil rights movement begin?
What question? What?
Okay.
This is kind of confusing.
The triangle.
Wait, I don't
Click on it.
understand
Click
this.
on which one you think is right.
It gives me
I got
just
shapes.
Sorry.
I can't see the question.
Yeah.
I just
Sorry.
clicked on the
I
doggone
forgot it's on my
thing.
screen.
Oh,
All
dang, I think I hit the wrong one.
right, all right. My fault, my fault, my fault.
Time's up. What?
There's only 20 seconds. All right, here we go. Can you guys see?
Oh, yeah, I can see.
No, you have to get closer.
Oh my gosh. I'll go.
Can we restart this?
Go on in.
Well, then what do I do?
Hold on, I'm playing next. Here we go. What law enforced segregation in public areas?
I can't see.
Poll taxes.
Oh, okay. Got it.
You see it?
We did it.
All right, Poppy's in the lead right now.
Well, that's because he cheated.
All right, next
We
one.
didn't
Next
get the
one,
first
next one, next one.
question.
What year did Supreme Court rule racial segregation in schools unconstitutional? What year? What year?
I know.
Me too.
How long did Montgomery bus boycott last? This is the wrong one, but pick it.
So pick the right answer or your answer?
The one that was before. Before I had to change it. Alright. Which famous woman was arrested on the bus?
Wait, I can see.
Who's in the lead? Ellie's still in the lead.
Ellie, you're cheating.
Okay.
I'm not cheating.
Who led the civil rights movement?
Wait, it don't.
So what?
It's about time.
So it's just the first one go this way.
Yeah. Ellie's still in the lead. What year was Martin Luther King assassinated?
That's wrong. You'll have it.
Close one though. Mommy's coming up.
Hold on.
What year was the March on Washington? second march to Montgomery called?
I better be winning.
At least in the lead.
Oh my gosh.
Less than, no, by 123.
No.
We have one more question? That's it?
Last one, last one. Who led the first march to Montgomery? Uh-oh.
Come on.
Let's see the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third place, Avi. Second place, Mommy.
Oh.
And the winner, Ellie!
The streak still continues.
Conspiracy.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to my class. You are now dismissed. Hope you all have a good holiday. Thank you.